All right, we're live. We're gonna get this camera a little cleaner. Oh, so dirty. Ah, welcome to the garage of Canada, where we talk pinball. How's everybody doing? I'm in like a finally. Brian's in the house. We got Robert. We got Charles. Who else we got in the house right now? Apollon. Morning, everybody. Morning. Brian, Robert, Kaz is in the house. This is going to be a fun one. There's a lot to talk about. We're finally getting right at the precipice of all this new stuff that we've been waiting forever for. Harry Potter, Predator, King Kong. People having playfields chipping again. Stern can't put washers in a game that would help the playfields. Again, we all know these games aren't play tested. They're not. Like they're rushed to customers. Before you know what the quality is on anything these days, you have paid in full. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And your warranty is not going to cover anything. So you got to just cross your fingers that you're not going to get a dud. What's everybody feeling like? You guys feeling good? Let's get this link over to the Facebook page. Let's get people joining. We're going to look at Harry Potter. I got to tee it up. Let's get that going. Here, we'll go Naps Arcade. Jason has the video. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it together. Yeah. All right. Watching it now. I didn't use the Harry Potter. I would have liked a little bit of the and intro music to Harry Potter, but yeah, whatever. They're gonna have it. This game's gonna have the Harry Potter theme song, people. They've got everything. It's not gonna not have that. Um, but we're gonna talk all about it because this is gonna be mostly about Potter and Predator, the launch of these two games, the marketing of these two games, the vibes around these two games, how I think they're gonna do. Look, I was a little overly strident yesterday. Maybe it was the tequila talking. Maybe it was just the annoying wait for both of these games, but it's just time to get them both out. And I feel like everybody feels that way about both games. I mean, that's where we're at. Everybody's just tired of the wait, the teases. At least Jersey Jack gave us a date. They gave us a date. Thank you. Now we can all plan our weeks around this game and this launch. That's all we've ever asked for. It's going to be June 5th, the same day Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. We'll talk about whether or not we think that's an issue. And yeah, we're heading right on June tomorrow. It is May 31st, and we're in summer now, right? Summer Fridays. Economy's like, well, who knows? Tariffs, who knows? Everyone's sort of outside more often. Your kids are doing sports and activities. And you're going to have to ask yourself, I'm looking at Guns N' Roses Collector's Edition is now an $8,000 game. Oh, man, what happened, right? It's $4,000, $4,250 loss now. It's crazy, right? Some people paid $18, $19 for that game when it first came out. I'm just getting to this point, gang, and maybe it's because I'm just getting nervous about everything happening in the world. I'm getting a little nervous. I have to be honest. Like my company was acquired and it hasn't gone through yet. I'm nervous about my job, my career. I think the whole industry is nervous. It's not just me sharing this feeling. There is a lot of cost cutting going on. A lot of different industries are feeling it. Stern's feeling it, right? And so when you're a decent salary at a company and you get nervous. You get nervous. And now look, the thing about life, it is whatever will be. I've been let go 3 times in my career from jobs. From, whether they're just, like, lost a big client and the company's downsized or it wasn't the right fit. It just it happens, you know? They're jobs. Some jobs work out, some jobs don't. But my point is this, the point I wanna make is this: it's really sometimes hard for me personally to look at these $15,000 toys and feel like, I shouldn't be doing that. Not if there's uncertainty in my career and my livelihood. It's like, yeah, I've got money saved up to make it, but not to retire yet. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now as I'm trying to juggle the beautiful feeling of having these amazing kids and an amazing wife, an amazing town. This community comes alive during this time of year, had a lot of fun. And I'm just starting to realize that I don't think my life would be happier, or I'd be happier, or I'd be more fulfilled if I bought an expensive pinball machine right now. And that's just my predicament. Some of you guys have a lot more money than me. You have a lot more space than me. And your priorities might be different. Your kids might be older. They might be out of college. You might be an empty nester. Everybody's going through their own personal journey in life. I just know me personally, buying a $15,000 pinball machine just would not do anything for me. It would not. It would not make me wake up in a better mood at all. Yeah, the New York City apartment is sold, Dave. It's out. It's out. Okay. So, but you're not here to hear me talk about my fears and anxieties in life. You are here and you're a subscriber, most of you, to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast because we want to talk about pinball. We want a distraction, Chris, from all the other anxieties in life. First and foremost, I just want to say before we get this thing going, go Knicks tonight. Go Knicks in Indiana. Can we finally do it? Can we beat this team in Indiana? And can we get to game 7? That's happening tonight. Harry Potter Pinball. Now, let's talk about Harry Potter. Retro Jenga's here because Jenga's is in the house. Seemingly the only guy that Pinball Brothers wants to give any assets to. We're going to talk about that strategy. But let's start with Harry Potter. So how many of you think that the way the game was shown for the first time was orchestrated by them? Or was it a mistake? Was it timed to go out like that? I don't know. It feels like that's not how I would do it, but it also feels like, well, if you're going to tease it and you're going to do something just to get everybody excited about the launch date, I think it was probably orchestrated. I think they did that on purpose. I don't think it was a mistake. I don't. They've had the video up on their website. Let's watch the video right now. Let's do that. How about that? Are we good? All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it together. Do 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 do. Can do this. All right, all right. You guys can see full screen. All right, I want to go back and pause on the cabinet. All right, sorry, the screen went blank. I have to like toggle. All right. Lots of everyone's pointing wands. And Dumbledore is coming out of his hut being like, what the heck's going on here? What the heck is going on here? Looks really bright for Harry Potter. I do like the fact that the art is designed around the legs on the and the button. Look at that. I like that. Finally. I always hate it when they don't do the art to take into consideration what's going to be screwed to the cabinet, right? So really, I like that a lot. I think it's framed nicely. Like even in the back right where that back left leg is, look at that. Like the art is silhouetting and contouring the where the leg goes. So I like that. Looks too bright for Harry Potter though. But again, this is the Wizard edition. I fully expect the other two versions to be more dark, more dramatic. But this is basically their pro version of the game. And if you walk up, this is for operators. This is for location. If you want the game to telegraph that it's Harry Potter, then this does the job. This definitely does the job. I think what's a little weird about it is it's like it's a collage, but there's not any action happening here that we know of, right? It's like they're all looking to something happening to the left, but nothing's happening to the left. So, but again, does the job. It does look a little photoshoppy. It does look a little, awkwardly layered. It does feel like they're going for a little bit of how like Franchi would have done a cabinet, but it's not as good as I think Franchi would have done. But and then we've got a little glimpse of what's on the translate below the screen, a little bit of what's happening on the screen. And this is Harry Potter. So hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing screen because I'm gonna go real quick and pull up just so we have it the Predator image from Retro Django, who's got the exclusive. Congratulations, Jengiz. I congratulate you. It's great as a pinball content creator every once in a while to get that exclusive info. It's not always going to be me. It's not always going to be Jason Knapp. We'll talk about Predator in a little bit. I've reached out to them twice now. I have feelings about their ghosting me after I've been promoting this pin years, right? And just they know how much I love the theme. Yeah, not the exclusive haircut, right? His is much higher than mine. My little half mohawk does not go nearly as high. Okay, so let's talk about Potter. I want to just be candid. It doesn't matter if this game is good or bad or okay or a masterpiece. It doesn't matter. They're gonna sell 8,000 units of this game. This will be the best-selling game in the history of Jersey Jack easily. It will outsell Wizard of Oz. I think it will have half as much in it mechanically as Wizard of Oz, but it'll be twice as easy for them to make. It's also twice as expensive, more than twice as much money as Wizard of Oz was, but that was 12 years ago. I think this game is going to be received with a lot of polarizing feedback. I think this game and Jersey Jack in general, there's a division within the community. I don't think a lot of people look at Jersey Jack pins with open minds. I think the Stern Army is rooting against this game. I think Jersey Jack has also lost a lot of its own fan base over the last 4 releases. And I think that's why I would say 80% of us don't really have much faith that Jersey Jack is going to nail it. Like you just don't have the faith like you would if it was like Stern and Keith Elwin are making it. And they did it to themselves, right? I mean, I'm still in mourning that we only got Toy Story 4. Nobody wanted The Godfather. Nobody wanted Avatar. Elton John's a great shooter, but nobody really wanted that theme, really, when you think about it. So this is it, right? This is it. This is the biggest IP they've ever had. It is the third biggest IP in the history of pinball. Number one being, I'm gonna say number one is Star Wars, then probably Avatar, then Harry Potter. Maybe Potter is below Star Wars. Maybe Avatar is further down the list in terms of most valuable IPs. Box office numbers, it would be probably Avatar first, but this is up there, right? This is a huge mega theme. It's definitely some no, Beatles is not, it doesn't work. No, Wayne, it's like Beatles IP is not as valuable as Pokemon or Star Wars. Like Beatles are not selling like merch the way Star Wars does, doesn't have movies, TV shows. Like Beatles is a big music catalog for sure, but it's not one of the biggest IPs. I mean, heck, the Beatles did never even sold out, bro. So like, no, 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 no. Um, so the game's going to sell regardless, right? The game coming out on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't do anything. That only impacts Rare Hero, Greg Colton, and like four other dudes who are also buying a Nintendo Switch on June 5th. I want a Nintendo Switch as well. I didn't get one on the pre-order. It was like annoying trying to pre-order it, and I'm not gonna go at midnight. I don't know. I'll pay $100 more and just get one off eBay. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna take crazy time away from my life to save 100, to spend $450. I'd rather spend 550 and just get it from a scalper. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I go get a couple drinks and a lobster roll and I'm spending $130. It happens like every week. So I think that this game is going to sell. I think it's going to be a moment, right, for Jersey Jack. And the reason why I hope it's not, but I think it could potentially, just from a brand and a reputation standpoint, it might be their kiss of death. And the reason why I say that is not that I don't think it's going to commercially do well for them. What I want for Eric and Jack and Ken and Brett and Leonard, I just want them to have a masterpiece. I want them to have a game like Godzilla. I want them to have a game that just universally everyone's like, yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun. They nailed it. Every time I walk up to it, I want to play another game. It's got fun mechs. It's got toys. It's got that world under glass that you just love looking at every time you walk up to the game. I want that for them. And I know my podcast yesterday was like more strident, and it was probably too strident. You know me. I get a little boozy and I get edgy. I get edgier. I get a little angrier. You know me. Canada's not like sometimes I'm a happy drunk. It's a 50-50 thing. It was a long work week. I was like tired and I'm tired of waiting for Harry Potter, but I do want these guys to be very successful with the launch of this game. I don't know if media is going to get invited to go there to play it. I'd never got a follow up. They initially texted me, "Can't wait to have you over to play it," but then I never heard back. And I think their launch plans shifted. They're probably just like, we don't even need to bring the media in. It wasn't a drunk show. It was a podcast. And Retro Jengas, you're not a subscriber. Come on, man. Subscribe. I will. Here's it, Retro Jengas, and you know this, man. I'll subscribe to your stuff, but it's just Don's just got to accept a truce or a ceasefire. He still refuses to like shake hands with Kaneda. Like, I don't get it. Like, Don, it's okay. We're both now stuck doing Facebook lives with backwards stuff all over our clothing because you can't flip the mirror around on Facebook lives. It makes watching any Facebook lives. That's why I don't do any Facebook lives really anymore, because I just think it's annoying to watch. You can't turn it around. It's like they don't want you to do Facebook lives. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the deal is. You're back. You're unblocked, brother. You're unblocked. Dust off that $5. Okay, so the thing is this. What do you guys think? Do you think that Harry Potter is going to be loaded? Let me ask you guys questions, and let's just I want to read your responses. Do you think Harry Potter is going to be loaded like a Dialed In or a Hobbit or a Wizard of Oz or a Pirates? Okay, so Kyle says no, I don't. Dave Sanders says no. Wow, two empty games, barren games. Why do we have so little faith that they'll load this game up? It needs to be, says someone. Wayne says no. Robert Castle says no. Brian says load it like a Stern Pro. Wow. Load it with lights. Yeah, John Gallo. I kind of feel like it's going to be a light show and then some. Look, this game needs to have a big sculpted Hogwarts castle, right? In the game. Like that needs to be in the game. There needs to be a Quidditch wire form going around the whole world of Hogwarts, a la Steve Ritchie's Hyperdrive. It's right there. Just yank it. I mean, Ritchie basically copied all his old layouts for Elton John. Why not bring the most fun mech from Star Wars and put it into Harry Potter and make it more usable? That's the one thing I hate about Star Wars. No, actually, it's not true. I hate a lot about Star Wars. But the fact that it's so hard to get into the Hyperdrive fun is stupid. It's every other game you should be up there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, every operator is going to buy Harry Potter. I mean, it's just like stupid. You want to make money or an operator? I mean, come on. You're going to make way more money on a $10,000 Harry Potter than you are going to make on a King Kong, on a Venom, on a John Wick. So I like literally the things I want to see in this game. I want to see the Quidditch. I want to see magic wands. I want to see magnets. I want to see battles. I want to see creating spells. You know what would be amazing? I wish they would do this for a home mode, is if they put a microphone in the game and you could actually cast a spell by talking to the machine. What's that? I don't know the Harry Potter Espirioso blah 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 Canedo blah 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 blah, but whatever it is, someone here must know it. What's that thing they say in one of the movies? Atrinos Patratus. I have no idea what it is, but you get the point. You get the point. I hope it's not rainbow puke. Midlife is crisis. Yeah, pretty much. All right. So Harry Potter, it's gonna do well. It's gonna do really well. They have 400 to 500 Harry Potters already in box, ready to ship out. I don't believe that, Jengiz. No way. Maybe. I hope so. I heard they're all going to be CEs first that go out because they're going to say the artwork needed to be changed. Supposedly, I broke this rumor a while ago that there's going to be a moving staircase. So you're going to have, I think that's going to be cool. I think the staircase might move and that might take you to one upper playfield and then take you to the other upper playfield. I could see that being a really neat feature in the game. The only thing I'm trying to think about though is like, I hope there's not like a big staircase like in the middle of the game and that's the main mech of just getting you back and forth to two upper playfields. Cause I don't know, like that just feels like that would just get old over time. You could just have two ramps and have a much more satisfying toy. But we shall see. Isn't there a Northwest game show? Yeah, there's something. Look, the game's coming out next week, gang, June 5th. So distributors are going to get this game probably next weekend, maybe sooner. So I think we're going to get a lot of hands-on time. What's also fun is we're going to get that $100,000 highly polished 22-minute video that Jersey Jack is going to make. They do a good job of releasing a launch video that really goes in depth into the game, is high quality. It is, they did it with Avatar. They almost fooled us with Avatar. Remember? They almost fooled us with that video with the, but they brought in extra black lights and they almost fooled us when Mark Seiden talks about the game as if there's actually toys in it, and he's like, oh yeah, then the Colonel toy is like, it's not a toy, bro. It's not a toy. There are no toys in Avatar. There is nothing mechanically that interacts with the ball in that game that's a toy. So to stop saying that word, there's nothing. Cake Topper Company. Remember, people, they put cake toppers in Toy Story. Cake toppers. The Scramp. Oh my God. That weird shrimp suit, whatever. Like, take the most obscure thing from the movie and make it one of the main features. All right. So look, here's the thing. We got to wait just 5 days. I can do it. You can do it. We can do it. Let's go on to Predator. Okay. Predator Pinball. Pinball Brothers. Teasing this game. Jenga's just shared an image of the left in lane. Stick around. I'm not sure why the post is surrounded by bullets that look like lipstick. Not sure about that art, bro. It looks like it's everything I feared. It's like flat plastic jungle. I want to see more sculpts of a jungle. I'm a little nervous. I'm very nervous. It's Pinball Brothers. I will say I'm annoyed that they have yet to get back to me. They got back to me the first time like a week ago and have since now ignored every single one of my emails. And look, I just got to say this, like, Jason Knapp, I talked to him today. He's like, they haven't given me anything. Like, why aren't you giving everybody a little bit of something? Like, I'm glad Jenga's got that image, but give something to Kaneda, give something to Carrie, give something to Jason. Like, it only benefits your company to have give something to Zach, right? It only benefits your company to have the top, let's say that Retro Ralph should have something, you know what I'm saying? Give the top 10 content creators each something exclusively to share with their audiences to get them excited. You know, they're just using one. You're just using one. You know, and that's it. Like, you know, I get that Jenga's is over there in Europe, but like, man, it doesn't require you to be in Europe to send an email. I think these guys are going to be in trouble with the tariffs. We're going to talk about this when we talk about Dutch today, but man, it's not looking good for anybody shipping games from Europe. They can't get those Alice's over because of 50% tariff potential. If they ship it and it takes they're not sure like whether or not they ship on a day when the tariffs are 10%, but if it lands in America when the tariffs are 50%, they have to pay that to get the games out of customs. Not good. Look, I prefer Predator over Harry Potter. I wish Jersey Jack or Stern was making Predator. I just want to see the game, though. I want to see the game. I'm tired of all these teases, red polo shirts, gym hoppers, mailbox. It's just like, and they still don't have a release date. This is my issue. It's like, it's just like, you know, just Jenga's telling everybody, oh, it's coming shortly. What is it? Like, what? Just tell us. If it's June 12th, the day Predator came out, tell us. Now they're about to get destroyed by Harry Potter. And I mean this, like, you got to have your head examined to release your game now, the same exact time that Jersey Jack is releasing the biggest IP in the last, what is it, like the last 6 years of pinball? When did Star Wars come out? Like, when did Star Wars Steve Ritchie came out? This is the biggest IP since then. It's going to be better than that game. It's going to, like, okay, so you've got 8 years and you're releasing your game. You're releasing your game on top of the biggest IP game. Stupid. Now, look, I get it's boutique. I get they only need to sell like 1,000 or whatever they're going to say the numbers. But man, then just show the game before Harry Potter because I'm going to be candid, gang. If I love what I see with Harry Potter and there's only 1,000 CEs, I'm gonna get one. But only if there's 1,000 CEs. I'm not going in on this. Order as many as you want. No, if they do the unlimited CE window, I'm out. I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm never going to get the game. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to get burned. I'm not going to lose $5,000. Like you're going to lose $5,000 if they end up making a few thousand CEs. So I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right. I need to go get a glass water. Hold on one second, gang. Look at the here, you can look at the car while I go. Man, someone should do a podcast about pinball and do 1,095 episodes. It should be balanced. It should be objective. It should be no shilling. Oh, wait, it's me. Hey, guys, we're back. Okay. All right, let's look at this thing here. Hold on, I forgot to share a screen. Bah, bah, bah. All right. Like really, Jengiz, you had to put your watermark across. Just put your little face. I always do the little Canada face. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, the artwork looks terrible. Those bullets look terrible. You know why I don't like the bullet? Like what? I don't understand. Like bullets don't like they don't like if you're gonna show like bullets and you're gonna show ammo, at least show it like in a normal way. Also, like, why would you put bullets in an area where it's all about a big knife in the scene where he knifes the guy, throws the knife at the guy, stick around. So why isn't there a knife there? It would have made more sense if it was all like Rambo knives surrounding that magnet, but why would you put bullets and not a knife? So I'm just seeing this little mistake and weird thing makes me worried. It's a post. It's not a magnet. It's just like, oh, and then I don't know, like a lot of flat plastics, a lot of screws. It's a wide body game. And yeah, so I know. I'm not Albert, I feel the same way. I'm not a fan of like if you're going to get people excited with a tease, this is not it. Like nothing about this. The plastics are fine, normal like every other game. Yeah, like Hans, I don't know though, man. Yeah, like sure, but it just feels flat. I'm more excited about the retro Django watermark across this. Like that's the best part of this image. Um so yeah, I mean it's all we got. It's all we got to go on. Well, there's molded plastics, I believe, on the Alice in Wonderland slingshots. So I don't know. I really don't know. Let's talk about we're gonna see. I don't know. I think we're gonna see this game a week after Harry Potter. Let's talk about Barrels of Fun. People are playing Dune. I think people are warming up to Dune. It's definitely a slow burn, but I've been hearing more positivity around the game. And I think with Dune, this is why again they made a mistake. They should have let people know it was going to be Dune well before showing it. They should have got people watching the movies because once the initial disappointment wears off that it's actually the theme you didn't necessarily want, then you warm up to the game. And I think Dune's got more and more people realizing when they stand over it that it just looks really nice. It's a really nice looking pin, and the assets are all there. And the music is incredible. The sound is incredible. The scenes from the movie are in it with the voices synced up. They've got everything. So I think Dune is gonna. I think what's going to be interesting though, because like I do think what Harry Potter ends up becoming is going to determine and basically impact a few hundred games, whether either being sold or not sold for Barrels of Fun. I really said that in a weird, complicated way. If Harry Potter is amazing, it's going to take sales away from Dune. If it's not, because I think a lot of people are waiting to see everything before they pull the trigger on Kong, Dune, Predator, and Potter, right? 4 games. Most of you, if you're smart, you would just wait, because if you waited, all of a sudden you can go get King Kong LE and Premium now. You're going to be able to get those for less money by the time you want one. You're easily going to be able to get, let's see. I think Dune, you'll have to pay sticker price. There's no deals on a Dune yet. They're not making that many. But you'll be able to get whatever you want. You won't have to pay a penny over, and you'll be able to probably play every single one of these games before you even have to make up your mind. That's smart from a consumer standpoint. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think if Potter takes people's money, that's going to steal sales away from Dune. I think even more so than Predator, because I do think that here's my thing about Predator, and I still think Predator is going to sell out if they make only 1,000. I'll tell you why. It's the theme alone. There's enough dudes out there like me and Jengiz who actually grew up as like boys that were into alpha male kind of stuff. Like I don't understand like who didn't like the Predator movie. Like, it is one of the greatest action movies of all time. It is that fun of a movie. Everything about it is so awesome. It holds up over time. It's like when you're a young boy who didn't want to have like friends like that, arms like that, dropped in the jungle like that, holding machine guns like that, blasting aliens like the whole thing. And the one-liners and all the humor and it's kind of like a perfect action movie. So I don't understand. I don't think they're going to have a hard time selling like you think. Gang, believe me, if they could sell 1,000 Labyrinth machines, name me a dude like a man's man who's like into Labyrinth. Bro, come on. Like, it's so hard being just like a normal bro these days or dude, like, because you can't just be that way anymore. It's like it's considered toxic. Oh, you gotta like Labyrinth. You need to like that stuff. No, I look, I'd rather have Predator than Never Ending Story. Like, I get it, but it's come on, gang. Like, what? Didn't you grow up wanting to be Luke Skywalker and Maverick and like Arnold and like the Terminator and what you wanted to be? A character from Labyrinth? A character from Neverending Story? I really? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know, but Jengiz, maybe we're the dying breed. Now it's like, what is gender? What is masculinity? You know what I mean? The do you guys remember like 5 years ago just the blatant attack on masculinity by like all marketing? Remember like Gillette's commercial, like trying to redefine what a dad is and what being a masculine man is, and like trying to indict us for like just normal stuff. Like, you're not allowed to look at a pretty woman anymore. You're not allowed to ask for her number. You're not allowed to like do this. You're not allowed to tell your kid to punch back. Like, it's just like, whoa, like we went there. Like as a society and as a culture, like we went there. Like we were like, okay, we're going to now turn over what a man is and allow women to determine what you know what the funny part about all of it was in the end? Like, all the data shows that most women just wanted men to act like men again. And they were like and then, like, the most attractive males they were seeing in, like, pop culture were, like, Vikings. They just wanted, like, men to be men. It's just funny to me. It's just funny to me. Look, I love women. I love men. I love everybody. I have friends of every lifestyle you could think of. I've got friends. I New York City. Like some of you might not be surrounded by everything, but I have friends of every religion, every race, every identity, every lifestyle. And in the end, it's like I always feel like people are happiest when you just like be honest and let them be themselves. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. And like, I just saw the woman, I forget her name. She was in Sex in the City, right? She just apologized and she feels embarrassed that the show was too white. And it's like, what's happening here? I was in New York City for 24 years and yeah, like people have friends that look like them. It's not like you have to apologize. And there's nothing wrong with having like certain content and have characters where there's more of like a monochromatic cast. Like who cares? Right? It's like I don't watch like I don't know, like other movies and be like, oh man, this would be so much better if there were more like white people in the scene. Like it's just so stupid. And it's always like the guilt of privileged I'm just gonna say this. It's always the guilt of like privileged white people is driving all of it. And you got to remember, like they're usually wealthy, they're usually white, and they're the ones who are driving it. It's not everybody else screaming about lack of representation. It's the white people. Anyway, gang, welcome to Canada's Pinball Podcast Chats. We go off. All right. Let's see. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? All right. You set this up. All that marketing backfired. All of it. None of it worked. No, none of it worked. The only one that worked was Nike and Colin Kaepernick. But that was just different, and I get it. And it was at the right time and it was more about their target audience was like urban kids and it worked because they made a move that aligned with what their buying audience wanted to see. But everybody else failed miserably. All right, so Dune Pinball, I still don't think they're gonna sell 1,000 at this price. I don't. I think they end up making around 800 of them. I don't think they're gonna sell 1,000, and I think that's just like where we're at. Like Stern can't even sell out of King Kong LE. Let's talk about King Kong. I've been in the thread. I've been reading people's own. I like the owners club, all right, because the owners club is like, you got to do both. You got to go into the hype thread because you're going to hear from people who have played it but don't own it, and then in the owners club, you're going to get a lot more of like positive sentiment because they own the game, right? But look, overall, I just think overall, people are having a really good time with King Kong. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it seemingly is a very great game. Like it's a great shooter. It's got a lot to do. More is coming. It's not going to hold value, but that who cares, right? The reason it's not going to hold value is the market is saturated. Every one of them looks the same, and it doesn't have like assets the way that a game needs to have to really like be bolted to people's floors. That's my issue with Kong still to this day. I know there's some issues with like the vertical upkick. There's some chipping on some play fields by a rail that you need to put a washer down. I know there's some like tweaking on the gong. I know Stern's working on a fix for that, but people are loving the gong shot. I've been reading a lot about that. People love the gong shot. So it does seem like the premium does have a toy in it that is very, very satisfying. So I think people, are leaning more towards the premium and the LE. Is Kong LE sold out? No, it's not sold out. It'll never be sold out, gang. Trust me. Like the reason why King Kong LE will never sell out and will never hold value is, again, it's like I just said, every single unboxing of King Kong, I can't even tell you if I'm looking at the unboxing of a Pro, a Premium, or an LE. That's why this game will never hold any collectability. They made everyone look the same. And huge mistake. They should have sandbagged the artwork on the Pro. Instead, you spend half as much money and you have the same exact looking game as someone who spent twice as much money. And everyone's just going to go buy that LE Translite from the dude in Europe, and then they're all going to look exactly the same. And once Stern releases the accessory kit with the other, new side armor and shooter rod for $250, you know what I'm saying? Expression lighting, whatever. Not, it doesn't have expression lighting, but you'll be able to get the inner art decals. It's going to be the same exact looking game. So it is what it is, right? And I think, look, it's not even about complaining, gang. When you listen to Canada's Pinball Podcast, and if you listen to me right now, I'm not complaining about the price. I'm just warning you what will happen if you buy MSRP at these prices. But it is what it is. And, someone has said this in the X-Men thread, because I was just in that thread. And poor X-Men owners, guys, you guys have the worst go ever. Because if you're an X-Men fan, you got one of the most creative layouts of all time. I said it on my show yesterday. I think Jack Danger is as good, if not better, than Keith Elwin. I do. I think his two games are like as good, if not better, than any two games Keith Elwin has designed. They're both just amazing designers, all right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. X-Men, to me, if you love X-Men, and that design is beautiful. The artwork is stunning. It is, I think, one of the nicest looking Stern machines of all time, which makes the pain of these owners even worse, because these people are in pain because they're looking at the most stunning machine ever based on a theme they love, with one of the most creative layouts in the history of pinball, some of the most satisfying shots in the history of pinball, some of the coolest toys in the history of pinball. Well, maybe not cool, but amazing toys. Really, one of the best art packages ever. And it's just got the worst software. It's like, and that's the one thing they can change, but it's just everyone's waiting for it to change. It's just not. Like, it needs a total overhaul. They need to start over on the code. And I mean that. This is not a game where you can just like add some more, because what's in it isn't great. And they're just not gonna fix it. I just don't think anything will fix it. No, John Wick is done. The problem with Stern now is all they care about is keeping the line going. That's it. The line going is what their biggest concern is. And at the speed they're moving, and if we get Jaws 50th, they're just going to move on. They've moved on already. They've moved on from X-Men. This is not a priority for them. So, and the big rumor is like Keith Elwin is on Pokemon. There's no Jaws 50th news. I mean, it's just like, it's either going to happen or it's not. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in June. So again, and it's going to happen by June 20th, which is the actual 50th anniversary of Jaws. So like, look, you got Harry Potter June 5th. You got Predator June 12th. And I think you're going to get Jaws 50th on June 20th. And the thing that's crazy is I'm hearing that Jaws 50th might be limited to 750 units, which I don't think that rumor is true. And you know why? Because George Gomez said they would never do an LE of a game that already had an LE or make more LEs. Now, what I hope they don't do is this. I hope they don't get a little fuzzy with the language, because I think they might be like, well, we made 1,000 Jaws LEs of that art package and that trim. This is different. This is 750 anniversary editions of Jaws. It's not an LE. They might call them, 750 anniversary editions, not LEs, not limited editions. No. I don't think they're going to do it. They know that if they do that and they undercut all the Jaws LE owners, because remember, Godzilla 70th was supposed to be in LE. Yeah, it'll be 750 anniversary premiums. Kaz, they might do that. They might do that. And it's like, it's going to get I don't know. I think Stern's gonna start making some real desperate moves at times. You know, like King Kong's not selling like they needed it to. They threw everything at it. They invited every single content creator on the planet to get in there. They had every arcade one up, you know, dingleberry, you know, these like think about like if you make content about arcade one ups, like I yeah, I'm gonna call you a dingleberry because why would anybody review those? Like it's just nobody who's in their arcades who takes any of it seriously. Like that's like saying you're a car enthusiast and I'm gonna review like Killian's Power Wheels, like you know, like a 1/4 scale version of the Corvette. I'm gonna review like just dingleberries. But it's sad though. We're the dingleberries, the pinball content creators, because we get less views than arcade one up dudes get. You know, this is probably the smallest niche gaming category. If I was into Fortnite and I had the percentage of the community following me that I do in pinball, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a millionaire. I messed up. I messed up. I should have gone video game console content creator personality. Pinball, some of these dudes, these kids, they've got 1 million subscribers subscribing to their channel for $1 a month. Think about that. Every month, making $1 million. Todd's in the house. What did Todd say? You'd actually have to play Fortnite. You know, yeah, it's true. I mean, Ian knows this. Like, you could be the world's #1 pinball podcaster and not even play one game of pinball for a year. And that's the beauty. Or maybe that's just my talent, my entertainment skills, right? I think it's just more my entertainment skills. Like, it's just, you know what's crazy, Ian, is like I could not even play a single game of pinball for a year, be the world's #1 pinball podcaster, simply because what I'm saying is still accurate about all these games. Because in the end, like, it's all like, yeah, like, nobody wants to hear you talk about the rule sets and how you get to multipliers and what's more interesting, that or I just bought a game for $12,000 and the playfields are chipping and what the heck, Jersey Jack? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Are you invited? No, I don't think they sent out an invite. Did anyone get invited? Ian, did you get invited? Todd, did anybody get invited to Jersey Jack yet? I have not been. I don't know if Jason has. No one said anything to me. Did anyone else get invited? Yeah, I don't think they invited people. I don't think they're gonna do a media day. I really don't. I don't think they need to. I think they were going to, but I think now with the delay, I think they're gonna just let the internet do its thing. It's gonna sell without all of our jackasses like playing the game. I can't listen to endless drip. I don't get why people do podcasts about tournament talk and rules. It's just it's killer, man. I also don't like pinball streams. Got to be honest, gang. I think watching people play pinball is tantamount to watching paint dry. It is so boring. Have you ever watched like an IFBA like championship? It's literally like, okay, here we go. Ball's going south to north, north to south. Oh, look at no, he nudged it. What a save. What a save. Okay. Yeah. Oh, go. He's got that 3 times multiplier lit. Is he gonna hit it? Oh, he just hit it. Oh, he's on 3 times multiplier. All right. Yo, okay. Now he's gonna just go for those orbit shots. Okay. It's OMG. Can you like it is like the it's like ho there's like okay, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. It is like it is like watching I don't even have an analogy. It's just bad. It's just bad. And also what's sad to me is when you go to a pinball show. Have you ever seen these tournament dudes like the look on their faces at a show? like, they miss the whole show. They miss all the fun, and they're just like sitting around waiting to go, waiting for that text, looking at that leaderboard. And it's like, yeah, the rest of us are just like 3 whiskeys in, like slurring our words, like, yeah. And then we go up and we're like, yeah, Jerry, I love your multimorphic, brother. No, I'm not going to buy one, but you know what? I'll be nice to your face and give you good feedback. Who's got the drinks? I got invited. Really nice people. I want to get the names right here because I was not expecting this, and I'm really like I feel like I don't know. I feel very blessed to have people that think of me so fondly and enjoy the content so fondly. I was invited to go in November by my friends over in Australia. So George and I think it was, let's see, Shannon, they both hit me up and invited me to the Australian Pinball Expo in November. And I'm super honored and humbled by their invite. They also let me know they'll help get me out there. Like it was like a real invite. It was like a professional invite. That all expense paid trip to Australia to go to the Australian Pinball Expo, which is like amazing. Like I've never been to Australia, and I'm gonna see if the dates work out. Long flight. I was joking because Brenda's like, Chris, you realize like they're not gonna fly you business class to Australia, and I was like, yeah, probably not. I was like, but you never know. You never know these. You never know. They might feel generous on the day they book my tickets. But it's a long flight to sit coach, though. I mean, I won't lie. Like I know, like it's like as long as it takes to get to Japan. But I don't know. It's just something so amazing about that, and I really do. You know what's funny? These guys will fly me to Australia, right? Think about this. And Stern won't even fly me to Chicago. Think about that. They will fly me to Australia, and Stern won't fly me to Chicago. And Jersey Jack is going. Jersey Jack is going to the Australian Pinball Open. I bet Jack's flying business class. I should get on Jack's flight. Come on, Leonard, you won't miss it. Like, what is it, like $6,000-$7,000 a first class ticket to Australia? Leonard, come on, that's like his lunch bill. He's like, what is this? What is this? Oh, that's Canada's first class ticket to Australia. Oh, okay. I've got 10 zeros in my account right now. Like, what? Who's that? Canada? You know what I'm saying? He's like, what? Like, oh, Brett, what is this? I don't know. Some dude in Connecticut who acts richer than he is, who has all this Gucci clothes. He's worried about his job. He looks a lot like he looks the part, but he's still just like the rest of them. Dad, he's not like us. He likes to complain about games he hasn't played. He's like, he's really like just doing it for the likes, and he's doing it for the subscriptions, and he's only getting $5 a month. Like we're making more. Our distros are making more in one day than this guy makes all year. Like he's lost. He's lost. And he's crying out for help. And I think he uses it as therapy. It's just weird. Like he's a weird dude. What's up, everybody? I had my review at work and it was funny. And it was a good review. It was a good review. I have a new manager. It was a good review. But she said something. It was funny. She's like, Chris, I'm going to tell you some things that are going to be hard to hear. All right. And, she told me stuff, and none of it was hard to hear because it's like nobody knows me better than me. So, when you get review that's like, oh, sometimes you like to disregard other people's ideas. I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. Like, yeah. Sometimes you don't want to mentor junior talent and, get them like, help them. But I'm like, well, I'll put in the effort if I feel like they're like, they want it, right? But anyway, my point being is none of it was hard to hear. All of it was accurate. And in the end, most important thing, are we getting good work executed? Are the clients happy? And are we happy? Right? I mean, working in companies is hard though, people. You know what's hard about working in companies? Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's good at what they do, but you have to kind of pretend every day that you like everybody. You can't have favorites. And as you get older and you're a leader, that pretend amplifies. But we're humans. Like we have our favorites, we have the people we like to work with, we have our favorite clients, we have our favorite coworkers, and it's just the way it is. It's like one big high school, just everyone's older. I mean, seriously, it's like that's what corporate America is like. Uh, hard to hear. Do 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 do. Yes, it is an 86 Jengiz. And Jengiz, let me show you. Initial D, brother. Those who know what's on this car. The tofu shop. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? I know the corporate jobs. I mean, I love where I work. I hope I can work there as long as I can. I just, who knows, I don't know. Everybody has a expiration date, and you never know in corporate America. My dad got forced into early retirement. The thing is, when my dad got forced into early retirement, and it did depress him, but man, the dude had enough to retire. Like, that's the difference. Like, I think my dad was 56 and he hasn't had to work since. I mean, he still does stuff and he helps out the community, but he is luckily he came up during a generation where corporate America gave you a pension, gave you dividends with because they gave you stock with equity. And they gave, and he did 401k when nobody did, and he invested his money wisely. And the most important thing that my dad always showed me through his actions, he never lived above his means. It's the key. It's the key to life. It's the key to life. We were told no, we couldn't have everything. And he also didn't just go run and buy a beach house and a boat. He probably should have. The value of that would have been better than like stocks. But he never did. He's just like, I'm not gonna extend too far. And he's my goal in life is you become like enough cash flow annually where like you don't have to work again. It's like he's free, like free. He doesn't have to put up with anybody's BS. That's freedom. All right. We want to look at pinside prices. Someone said, do you really want to see what's for sale? Let's go. Let me pull it up. Pinside mark. The pinside marketplace is really just a place where delusional people go to think their game is worth more than it is. I'm telling you right now, here's a game I would buy. Transformers LE. Let me show you guys. Let's look at it again. Like, I'll share a screen in a second. Hold on. Jeez. Let's do $10,000. See what's. Let me see if I can just put in limited edition or LE. All right, yeah. Let's just look at the LE prices. This will be fun. All right, so we're going to share a screen. Okay, share. All right. Let's look at LE prices because I think everything else is just because it's nice to know because you know where these games started and now you know where they're at. Venom LE 411. This person is not just on cocaine; they have just ingested so much meth that they think this game is worth 11,000. A Venom LE. I get that it's new. Also, the most annoying description is new out of box. What does that mean? It's not new out of box. It's used. The moment you take it out of the box, it's used. There's no such thing as new out of box. I don't even get what that means. Then why'd you take it out of the box? Just to see if it was in there? Like you didn't trust the name Venom on the box? Doesn't make any sense. Venom LE is an $8,000 game. So this is $3,000 overpriced. King Kong LE 13. That said, automated. My boy Mike. No, we're already seeing those sell for 12. I think one even went for 11 somewhere. Same thing. Automated has got another D&D. Those are not moving at 13. The Walking Dead LE. Here's someone who knows the remake is coming. $11,000. Get out of here. Is that Mike too? All these are like Mike's prices. You're just not going to sell it. You just can't move a Walking Dead LE because it's like the remake is rumored to come. Let me move up a little bit. Hold on a second because we got. All right. All right. We got a Metallica remastered LE 16.5. I don't think you're getting 16.5 from Metallica LE anymore. I think it's like 14 this game. I do. I think it's a little bit more than an LE, but the demand is dried up. You're not getting 16.5. Elvira LE 15. Get out of town. This is, you remember, the LE is not even the 40th or the signature edition of Elvira. Elvira LE is not worth anywhere near 15. You can get the nicer versions for less than that. Sorry, gang. I got a little stuffy nose just hit me. Lebowski 12.4. Yeah, it's a $1,000 loss. That game was 13.5, right? From Dutch. Just goes to show you, man, everything's losing money. What's IO Moon? All right, let's see. Let's go here. Here we go. So Elton John CE brand new was 15. Here we have it for 13. All right, basically a $2,000 loss, and it's still not sold. A new collector's quality Indiana Jones for 17.9. I mean, this is where it just gets like, if you want to, I don't know, if you want to get 18 for a mass-produced game like indie, the problem with these like indies is there are just so many of them out there, right? And you can get like a beat-up one for like cheap. And with these collector's quality custom ones, like this one looks like it has black armor. That's not how I would want my indie. If I'm going to spend 18 on indie, it's got to be fully brass plated. It's got to have that topper from that company that made the gold plated, the gold leaf Ark of the Covenant. Another Big Lebowski for sale for 12.2. Pirate Sea. This Pirate CE is $37,000. I mean, this is just stupid. This is so dumb. I'll tell you why. This game, this Pirate CE was $12,500. Now they want more than the car behind me costs. I mean, just think about that for a minute. It's stupid. It's so dumb. King Kong. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's trying to sell his King Kong for 13.5. Another new out of box. What's with this guy in Arizona? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can go get new ones from dealers for less money. These are the people that I just don't get. I mean, I don't get it because it'd be different if there weren't any dealers with new ones for cheaper that will ship it to your door. If that didn't exist, right, and there were only used King Kongs, then you might pay a premium for a local pickup of the game. But what moron out there would buy this game? Toy Story 007, 0007 for 11.5. I don't know if that's my boy Frank's. He always gets 007 as his games. That's not selling. Bad Cats? No. See, here's where it's just like, you got the, $2,000 off on a A D&D, that's, you got another D&D, like, they're not moving. When my friends who bought D&D LE, I tried to tell them, I'm like, "Guys, why are you buying now?" And look, there's tons of them. I wanna find some interesting stuff, let's see. The same is true for everyone who bought a Avatar CE, right? It was $15,000. They're still sitting in boxes at distributors for 15,000. Here's the scary part, gang. 12.5, and it's unsold. So it's not worth 12.5. I think you're looking at more like 11 for an Avatar CE now, especially with Harry Potter. I mean, Harry Potter is going to shave $2,000 off the price of every single Avatar machine. The Guardians LE for 16. These crack pipe prices. James Bond 60th. That was a $20,000 pin. You're looking at a $7,000 loss there. It's funny doing this, gang. Doesn't this just make it so easy not to buy LEs? I don't understand. Like, how did that person have a Guardians LE for like 16 and this one's for 11? New in box Lebowski with Starry Apron. Oh, I love that they're like advertising the Boothamberg playfield. It's like the last builds of the Lebowskis have like a better playfield. And this guy's taking a loss too. Another Elvira, lots of Elviras for sale. These Elvira guys are smoking crack. Like they're literally smoking crack at these prices. This Tron LE, with the remake potential looming, it's it's not the best. Here's a Ghostbusters 16.5. Metallica with the topper. Let's see what this one is going for. Point being, gang, is whenever I do this, I don't know how you guys feel. But whenever I do this, it makes me not want to buy anything. It just, you're like, wow, I could see 4 games and it's like $52,000. 2 games could be $60,000. All I think about when I see this is how broken pinball's become. Do you remember? Because like all of us remember when nothing was like over 10 grand unless it was a truly special game. And now it's just like everybody just threw everything. This is so stupid. It was so easy to get a Star Wars LE when it came out. It was easy. It wasn't hard to get. And Star Wars LE when it came out was like $8,500, like maybe $89.95. This is why the hobby sucks now for like people coming into it. Because look at $15,000. That's stupid. It's like the ugliest art package. It's a cheap game. It looks like a $6,000 game, not a $10,000 game. And this jerky wants 15. And then you got this jerky that wants 15 when right below it, there's one for 12 not selling. Like, this is what kills me about the community. Are you like a jackass? Like, when you're going to list something for sale, don't you first go see, are there any others for sale? And if I'm serious about selling my game, I can't list it for $3,000 more than another one that's for sale that hasn't sold yet. What is wrong with these people? Are they not even like checking? I don't get it. I really don't get it. See, I think I got that Stranger Things sold. I talked about it, I think, last week. It's sold. I knew I'd sell it. All right, gang. I think that's going to be the show today. I think it was a good one. I walked away for some water, but anything I missed, anything, I think the only thing I didn't talk about were the tariffs and what it's going to do to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. They've got a container of games. They just don't know what to do now. I don't know. How do you get those 50 games to America? On one day the tariffs are 10%, the next day they're 50. No one's going to pay a 50% tariff. And like CoinTaker is going to have to pay that tariff to get the games out of customs. So I don't know. Good luck there, man. Good luck there. That's why I'm at the back of the Alice line. I'm like, I'm at the end of that line. I knew this would happen. I knew everyone was gonna like get impatient, and I was just like, all right, well, I'll just get at the back because if I take it, I take it. If I don't, I don't, and I don't think about it ever. I don't really do drunk shows. Definitely don't do drunk lives. I a little buzz when I did my last podcast. Jenkins, just sign up. You can listen to it. It was the last show, brother. Just sign up. You're not banned anymore. You're in. You're in. And Jenkins, you'd have a lot of fun in our chat. It's not like your Patreon chat where there's like only 35 dudes, bro. We got almost 700 people in the community chatting all the time. You'll love it, man. You'll love it. That's the one thing that the Canada Patreon is just worth the $5 is for the chat alone. The chat is so good, and it's like I don't know. I don't know how I found these guys, but we've got a few just hyper dudes that just keep it entertaining every day. Yeah, my drunk Irish wedding one was that was Toy Story, that drunk, where I just went off on the game, right? Oh, Chris, did anyone bet me that Predator wouldn't? What was the bet? I'll take all bets. Predator's going to sell out. How many WAP how many WAP Patreon members do you have, Jengas, right now? Chris, when does it have to sell out by? I mean, it's not going to be a day one sellout. 30. Jengas, come on, brother. We got to up that number, brother. You got two guys making all that content. We got to get more than 30. What's your minimum? Is it 10? Is it $10 a month? Is it 5? Well, what's the entry fee? Oh, it's nice. Like the day is turning pretty nice. It's getting like sunny. I'm gonna go like sit in the sun. Yeah, I'm thankful for the support. It's what's fun, man, is when you can be thankful for the support. Look, it might be my only job this year. We'll see what happens. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. When acquisitions happen, layoffs are the new thing in corporate America. I mean, Brenda got laid off at the same time. 60,000 people got laid off, and then Meta stock goes through the roof. It's the problem with the world is these companies just destroy people's lives, and then they make the biggest profits ever. And it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible, like, there used to be more of you got in with the company and you could have a career there, and they took care of you. They took care of your family. They knew when you had babies. They did everything they could to keep you employed. Now it's like, it's just cutthroat. It's cutthroat. It's everywhere. It's not just my industry. It's everywhere. All right, gang. An episode every hour. Have a great Saturday. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here, talking pinball, talking live, just connecting. It's what this hobby's all about. And I always say this, the machines are kind of ancillary. The prices are stupid. This is like free. I mean, the only cost is your computer, your phone, and your internet connection. But this is more fun. Like doing an hour of this with you guys, it's more fun than like standing over your machine that you just spent $15,000 on, and then waking up in a few months and it's worth 11,000, and your playfield is chipping, the code's not done, everyone on Pinside is making fun of you for buying it. Like, this is more fun. All right, you don't have to buy these machines to enjoy pinball. All you need is knowledge and a voice and an opinion, and we're going to have fun together. And you guys know this. And they don't want you to think this way, right? They want you to buy everything. Your life will be more fulfilling if you keep buying these toys, and they're fun. Trust me. They flew me, I paid out of my own dime to go to Chicago, and it's a fun game. Yeah, I don't mind losing $4,000 in 6 months. Come on, come on. You know you're not getting like real take on stuff, right? Okay. Just so we know. Everybody be good. Chat soon. Canada out. Peace.